Chapter 14. Always follow up. Following up on your application is the next step that you'll have to take. After submitting your application, most universities send an email of confirmation within a few days. This is a confirmation of receipt of documents, and in some cases, this will come from a no-reply email address. If you do not receive confirmation of the receipt of all of your documents, you need to follow up. It's all too easy for something to get lost in transit or to slip out and become misplaced when they're going through your documents. Mistakes happen, and even online systems have their faults. Things can get erased or lost. Websites crash and wipe out any trace of recent data. It is always best, therefore, to double-check with the university just to make sure that they received everything that you sent in. This is why it's always a good idea to send in your applications well ahead of the deadline. Other than disaster striking after you've submitted your application, there is also the prospect of something going awry when you're in the middle of the application process. In addition to reducing stress, applying early also gives you time to check in to ensure that they've received all your paperwork. This then gives you time to resend the misplaced documents. Equally important is knowing how and when to follow up. How and when to follow up. As mentioned, you might be redirected to a landing page where you can check the status of your application. If not, you might receive a temporary portal login via the confirmation email. Always be sure to read through the emails you receive from the universities you've applied to. Read through them in fine detail to see if there are any further steps that you need to take regarding your application. If you haven't received a confirmation email within 5 business days, it's time for you to reach out to confirm receipt of your application. It may take a few weeks for your transcripts to be confirmed, so keep checking in. If your transcripts are still marked as incomplete or pending on the portal within 3 weeks, contact the university to check the status of these documents. Follow up again every week until they are marked as complete or as received. Thereafter, you can also check in at least 2 weeks before the application deadline to confirm that everything has been received. The best way to do this is to email or call the recipients. If you've been provided with a student representative, you can approach them for these details or allow them to liaise on your behalf if that is what they've recommended. However, you should always advocate for yourself and push for answers if anything seems unclear. Follow-up checklist. There are certain moments that will require you to follow up throughout this admissions journey. We've already detailed a few of them, but here's a list for all of them just to recap. Follow up after you've undergone an admissions interview. Follow up after you submit an application. Follow up after you submit a financial aid application. And follow up after you've mailed hard copies. End of chapter checklist. Tick off each box when you feel that you know the answers to the questions with the utmost certainty. When can I expect to receive feedback from all of the universities I've applied to? How should I follow up? Do I have a student representative that can help me with this? And if not, am I aware of how to structure a formal email to the relevant faculty members or admissions officers? For more info on following up, visit our website, radviser.com.